Not me losing track of days. Y'all know what today is. It's Sunday. Cooking with D. I'm just kidding. Of course, I'm cooking a HelloFresh meal. And I think I mentioned last week, but for those of you that are new that'll hop on, my husband and I did HelloFresh for like 3 or 4 years. And I have to laugh because I feel like we're one of those people that we have the entire menu. That's what it feels like. So before I start cooking, I'm actually going to be, this is my tasking. Hopefully y'all can see that. I'm putting them all in a binder. So um, that's my goal. And then I'm going to start actually cooking here in just a minute. The oven is preheating. I should be prepping food, but doesn't matter. Somebody's in the garage doing stuff anyway. So as far as today is concerned, I feel like I've already accomplished two major things, which is I took a 1.5 mile walk and the peer group went on for almost 2 hours. We had somebody else join the call this week for the first time, so that was awesome. And I just have to chuckle because I have no desire to be like a leader. None whatsoever. Hey D, but I told my husband, I was like, I feel like I'm kind of the leader of the group without trying. I don't want to be, but I'm kind of keeping us organized. So, feeling like a true teacher, I guess you could say. That's what it boils down to. 2 hours. Oh, y'all were enjoying yourselves. Listen, myself and one of the other ladies, we really have just connected on so many levels. But I also think because we're so much further along in our process, that we have more in common. And so the other folks that have gotten onto the call, they're not right. They're not working on chapter 1 yet. They're working on their project justification templates or statements or whatever. Which I was there like 13, 14 months ago, a while ago. But it's still good because all of us are in so many different areas of the process that we're able to give each other advice. It is awkward because there's not anyone in the group that's ahead of me, but I still have learned so much from just getting on the call. If nothing else, the support is really good. Kids cooking. Hey, Extraordinary Kids Cooking. Hey, what's up? How's it going? For those of you that just hopped on, I'm actually going to be making a HelloFresh meal. No, I am not sponsored by any of these people, but it seems like Sunday seems to be the day that I come on and I'm cooking. This is just part of my regular routine. But for those of you that don't know, or you're new to my channel, I am in the process of completing my doctorate, and I'm also in a 45-day challenge. So in the next 45 days, well, it's under 45 days because I'm on day 13 at this point. I have been working on the paper every day. So 45 minutes a day, I work on the paper, and then I'm here. Let me shift. Then the other 20 minutes I dedicate to doing some sort of movement. I find when I'm in these challenges, I really like being able to go outside. It is warm, extremely warm for this time of the year in southern Arizona. I don't think y'all understand. It was 76 degrees today. Like I went outside with a jacket on and I was like, what is wrong with me? The queen of challenges. Oh man, thank you for your kind words. I don't feel like I'm the queen of challenges, but as my brother would say, he's like, you like competing, but you don't necessarily need to compete with other people. It's not about competing with others, more so competing with myself to see what I can actually do. And I find that I can just get extremely focused, extremely focused. Still get the other things that I need to get done. So for those of you that are like brand spanking new, I teach full time at a community college. I teach early childhood courses. I teach them in the evening. So my days are like from 2 to 10 basically. But I commute out there twice a week. And my commute is 4 hours round trip, just to give you perspective. So days like today, I cook, I do some level of meal prep, but my better half is actually going to be cooking the other meal tomorrow. So I'm the one that's got burger duty tonight. And basically, that's just what we're doing. We've also recently just moved. So if you're seeing content in my community talking about my functional fitness was unpacking, legitimately that's what it's been. And we're joking about how like physically we're working harder on the weekend besides like when we work out during the week. Like obviously we get a workout there, but we're working harder on the weekend than we are for sure during the week, during the work week. So anyways, but tonight on the menu, somebody's gonna act like they cannot manage being on camera, even though he himself is a real caricature, maybe I should say that. Hi Hayden, and I'm gonna say Drummond. Listen, I'm not gonna say I'm an expert saying people's names, but hi, for those of you that are just hopping on. But tonight on HelloFresh, I am making the Gouda Vibes burger, but I'm not making it with Gouda. So I'm just gonna use regular old Tillamook cheese. That's what we're gonna use. He turns into a comedian as soon as you go live. Listen, he is a comedian. That's what you don't know, D. The man, he's a mess. You don't know that because, yeah. Hi, Ross. Thank you so much for your kind words. Yeah, the man is a comedian. Those that actually know him, they're like, I don't know how you do this. Even my in-laws say to me, they're like, okay, the oven's ready. Even my in-laws, they're just like, how? I said, listen, comedians have to sleep too, right? Whenever I meet people from his job, so yes, he is a character in real life, but you guys don't know that. Out. And we don't allow our pets in the kitchen, so I have to kick them out. And they're not accustomed to this in terms of the openness of this floor plan. So they're constantly just like, hey, why can't we just walk here? And I'm like, no, you can't. This is the kitchen. Same rules apply. Out. Hold on a second, guys. I have to get my pan and all that other jazz together. Where are you going? Whoa. Okay, right out of the neighborhood.
Yes.
Like probably on 92. Not in this neighborhood. Y'all see how much of a mess? I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Listen. Also, I'm getting used to this stove that we have here, which I'm not quite used to. It's a Frigidaire. We had a Frigidaire stove at our old place, but this one seems to cook really, really fast. He secretly wants to be on camera. Listen, I know he wants to be on camera. I don't even know why the man plays coy like he doesn't want to be on camera. I know he does. I'm telling you, D, he's a mess. Sorry, I'm trying to understand how he organized stuff in this cabinet. All right. So right now I need to primarily focus on slicing potatoes and onions. That's the main thing. So I can get them, at least get the potatoes in the oven, and then I will get the meat ready. But yes, Dee, he really wants to be on camera. That's the story of that man's life. He's just a character. Let me wash these off. Is anybody watching the Grammys? I'm just curious. My cousin and I had this conversation about whether to watch the awards or whether to not watch them. I try to, but I'm not gonna lie, like I just wait till the performances come out and then I just watch the performances and then get a Cliff Notes version about who won what. I didn't even know it was on. See, that's half of the problem. That's also 90% of the problem. But part of me also, well, no, I've seen some advertisements on YouTube, I think. Well, yeah, I have. It just depends on which, if I'm on my cell phone or if I'm on like the TV. But I've seen some conversations about the Grammys, but I still like when I listen to the Breakfast Club, I watch them on YouTube. I hear Charlemagne the God say it all the time. He's like, these award shows come on and half the time people don't know that they're on. So I think part of it is that it's always been on CBS, but a lot of us stream now. And so these networks are just not quite sure how to reach us. I'm not going to pay Paramount. So I'm just lucky that it's streaming on YouTube at this point. But I think that's part of the problem. It's like they don't know, like everybody wants to get paid, they're cut, but they don't know how to advertise the stuff anymore either. So it's a real challenge, a real issue. So after I'm done cooking tonight, I've been wanting to bake some gluten-free cookies. And I'm not like the baker, like Miss D over here, Miss D Lisher. I don't bake anything from scratch. Not that I can't. It's just not my ministry. But I've been wanting to make these gluten-free cookies for like 2 weeks. But I think also in my mind, I thought it was going to be colder. So then I would want to have these gluten-free cookies, like just a nice warm cookie. But I really don't want it when it's so freaking hot outside. Sorry for those of you that live in cooler climates. We are also experiencing strange weather. When my husband and I were walking earlier, and first off, this new neighborhood, like our old neighborhood, loved it. But I swear we'd have to like yell to say hello to people. You could be walking past somebody and they wouldn't say anything. But here, everybody says hello. They're all extremely friendly. I'm like, what is going on? He says, because everybody's more mature. I said, is that what's going on? I don't know. So I didn't know it was on. I don't have Paramount either. I've made gluten-free cookies. Yes. So I want to make the cookies. If I have time tonight, I will make them. Really, if I still have the energy to do it, we'll see. But I just, like I need to do revisions tonight. I just have other things I need to do. And I've already I should have started cooking earlier, but I was kind of hell-bent on finishing the dining room and finishing the linen closet. The linen closet is not exactly where I want it to be, but it's fine. It's manageable. The main thing is I'm like, certain things have to get done before other things can get done. But I was teasing Charles. I was like, it's so funny. Your office is done. We went to Bath and Body Works Friday night because I wanted to get get another candle and a couple of hand soaps. And of course, they still had some of the, hey, go. Sorry, I hear these feet walking around. Of course, they still had some of the sales going on. What is it? Their big semi-annual. They had a couple of things still going on from there. So he got some body washes. But I went to go put them away, and I was like, this guy has his whole bathroom side done. And meanwhile, I'm like, half of my bathroom stuff is still sitting in the closet. My closet is not where I want it to be. My office is not where I want it to be. Like, it's all still in like, we're surviving until the rest of the house is done type of thing. And so I just had to laugh. I was teasing him. I was like, of course you have time to go like tinker in your truck. I'm just, finishing the dining room and finishing this hutch space. And then for the record, he wanted me to say, I think he would have said it himself. He's like, you're making it sound like I'm not doing anything, which he is. He is doing things. But it's like I said yesterday, like it's kind of hard. One of us has to manage one piece while the other one is doing others. It goes back to partnership. This goes back to what Dee Lisher is talking about. Dear future husband, you want a partnership. So today he finished up putting all the rest of the blinds, which I'm very thankful for. So no more temporary blinds. Now we can actually keep an eye out on the house across the street, because the temporary blinds, you can't really open them. You can't do anything. Partnership. Yes. So with that partnership, like he honestly, like I think I moved maybe one batch of my clothes from my closet in the old house, but he's moved like the other 100%. Like, to be fair. But my main job has been just kind of getting everything else set up here. And then decluttering things in the old house that he's like, I'm not quite sure what you want me to do, which is fine. It's always been like, I'm the planner, and then he's the one that like executes things. But I plan, I organize, I figure out what I think we should do, then we discuss it, and then we're like, all right, but that's the plan, that's what we're gonna do. So, and we're like that with everything. And I think because I think so much for the both of us, but I know he thinks too. I don't want to make it seem like he doesn't do anything, because he certainly does. He does a lot. But he'll say the same thing. He's like, I feel like you do a lot as well. It goes both ways. It's an honest partnership, and coming up on 19 years in March, and it's just like, wow, 19 years. I have never. See, before I went live, he was teasing me because the pups, especially the old little one, Trina, she had a lot to say. When it's about an hour before she has to take her medication or before she needs to have her meal, she will follow you. She will stare you down. She will do whatever she has to do to get that meal. And it drives me nuts. I literally had to kick her out. I was like, you have to go. And he was like, was she interrupting you during your live? I said I wasn't even thinking about going live because I was too busy trying to get my life together. So the dogs are saying congratulations on 19 years. Oh, I bet you she is. She's been here for 15 years of it. She is something. 15 years of it. That dog has been here. I'm telling you, love her dearly. But she's a real trip. And Bree, my dog, the medium-sized one, is just like, Mom, I just want to live my life. I'm thankful for where we are. And Trina is just never satisfied. So, but we all know that about her, and yet we still love her, and we go pay for her heart medication every month. So there's that. Um, so yeah, we just have been tag teaming trying to get stuff done. But part of why I had said to him, I was like, I really need those blinds put up in my office space because it's kind of weird when it's not a space that I obviously sleep in, but it's very dark on that side of the house. And I don't necessarily want to turn on the back porch lights. Like, I don't think that's necessary. Um, but I'm just like, I just want to be able to close the blinds and then work in that space without having to worry about anything. I know that sounds strange. It's really all in my head. I know nobody's in the backyard. I know nobody's behind the house. But in my mind, you know, I just think somebody is, even though they're not. So, anyways, I digress. I just keep hearing feet move around. I know it's because I'm talking, and they're just like, "What is she doing?" Um, but tonight I'm working on the paper. I have to grade. I always grade Sunday nights, so I'm pretty sure we're both going to end up watching a movie. And I really am getting the proper amount of sleep, but I want to work on trying to go to bed early enough. This is going to be a hard feat. I'm not even going to lie. But I really want to go to CrossFit. But those 8:30s kick my butt. They kick my butt every freaking time. And I know like tonight is probably the best night that I can do it because I'm not working late. Like I don't have class till 7:45 at night. So I have more time to like wind down mentally. But it is so hard when I get out of class. It's 7:45. I know better half is going to go to sleep by like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So we try to chat then. And meanwhile, I'm like cleaning up the kitchen, like just doing stuff. And then I don't end up settling down again until like 9:30. And then all the rest of the stuff that I have to do for class, I need to do it at that time and then do the paper. So it's just, I don't know, if I can at least be sitting down by 9:30 and be off of my computer by 11 and just kind of be able to chill and read, I think I'll be okay with that. Um, I think, but we'll see. I'm not quite sure. I have to test it out. As long as I fall asleep before 1:30, I should be fine. It's just I cannot be going to bed. Like I have to be in the room brushing my teeth, everything. Honestly, by 12:30 so I can be in bed at 1 and asleep by 1:30. That's the only way. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. So, yeah. So that's where I'm at, and I need to do my planner stuff. And hopefully, I plan to record some videos this month and try to get back on track. So that's been a fun challenge between moving and getting my life on track. Your husband gets up at 4, doesn't he? Yes. He gets up at 4 every day. Every day. And on the weekend, he's up at like 6 or 7. He naturally gets up early. I don't understand how he does it. He's been like this since the 20 years I've known him. About 6 years ago, I had to convince him to stop getting up at 3:30. I was like, it's not necessary. I don't even know why you're up at 3:30. Just sleep that extra half hour. Because I'm like, I don't even get to hang out with you. And he tries to stay up till like 10:30, 11, and really 10:30, like he's consistently in bed by 10:30, but he probably already fell asleep on the couch. That's the other catch. But I know like on Wednesdays and Fridays when we both have to go into work, like there's just no point. I know that this man's gonna fall asleep super early. And I don't blame him because I feel that way on Fridays. I'm just like, I'm out of it. I take an involuntary nap. I don't even have to force myself to nap, it'll just happen. So, yeah, it's hard when I'm the night owl of the relationship and he's the morning person. So, yeah. And I mean, you would think we would cross paths on Fridays because it's like my earliest day out of the week, but not quite. Not quite yet. So, yes, the commute gets me. And I also think too, like, part of why I fall asleep like that on Fridays, I think, and I just fall asleep on the couch and then I wake up and then I'm like good to go. Um, it's because there's no pressure. Like, I don't have anything that I have to do that's due that night or the next day. And so I'm able to honestly just relax and just fall asleep versus when I'm any other day out of the week, I know that I have to get certain things done. And so I just cannot, I'm just like, I want to relax, but I need to like get these things done. So I think you have figured out, Dee, that I'm a very productive, goal-oriented person. So I pride myself on getting all these ridiculous things done. But it's even the same way, like I'm adjusting into this new space and because it's so open, I'm like, I just cannot leave this stuff out. Like I need to make sure that this countertop behind me is cleared off before I go to bed. Otherwise, it's gonna bother me. But I give myself grace on Fridays. I'm just like, it's fine because I'm gonna clean up the whole house over the weekend anyway. But typically, oh my gosh, typically on any other day out of the week, like Tuesday, what is it? Tuesday, Thursday, I mop. Tonight, I'll mop, like vacuum, all of that stuff. Um, it's just habit. And again, between myself, better half, and these three amazing pets that we own, you have to stay on top of the cleaning. Otherwise, it's the only way that you can avoid having your house smell like pets. And I don't want people coming over and they're like, oh, you have three dogs. We have encountered that before. Not necessarily with us, but a long time ago, actually, it was like 10 years ago. We laugh about it now. It's not really funny, but it is funny in thinking about it. We, I became a Girl Scout teacher or coach or trainer, whatever the heck. I became a Girl Scout person, leader. And the troop that we were originally a part of, my great niece and I, the other co-leader, wanted to have like a thing at her house. I knew that she had pets, like no big deal. Do you know, I was in social work at the time, so it's not like I'm not accustomed to going in and out of people's houses. I'm very used to it. And somebody I'm married to is not. And so literally neither one of us ate because this person not only had their pets, but they were fostering other pets. And I know that they were trying to I know that they cleaned their house. Like, I know that. But the smell of urine and everything else that was coming through, whew, yeah, we just didn't eat. That's pretty much what happened there. Um, so I'm always afraid, like, oh my gosh, we're going to be that house. And I'm sure that's happened to us. I'm sure. But at the same time, I'm like, we got rid of carpet in the old place. It's a lot of work. That's all I can say. But after 15 years of having pets, it just means you're constantly cleaning. That's what it boils down to. So I feel like we've had every single floor thing, whether it's been a steam mop or we have a robot vacuum cleaner. We still have our Dyson vacuum cleaner. We've had that thing for over 15 years. It still works. We have a cordless Shark vacuum. Like, we just don't play around. But it takes a lot of work. Okay, I just had to put my foil on my pan for my potatoes. Y'all give me a second. I feel like I should have prepped these potatoes sooner than later. I made breakfast for dinner. Oh my gosh, it's like one of my favorite memories as a kid with my mom. Um, she's lucky she got me to cook something. I'm still stuffy. Oh man. My mom, when my dad was like TDY, she would do breakfast for dinner with my brother and I. And it was such a treat because she never made breakfast. Never. Never. My dad would make hot breakfast for us on the weekend. So for her to make like French toast, it was just like, oh my gosh, this is so good, Mom. We just enjoyed it so much. It was such a treat. Okay, tossed potatoes on baking sheet, drizzle oil, salt, and pepper. Wow. Okay, so I don't need a whole lot for this either. I think I'm gonna make these fries kind of like Greek flat fries. Almost said flies. Somebody hears the garage, so he's running like a crazy. I hope you feel better soon, Dee. That's not good. So this is the seasoning that I like. It's a Greek Freak Mediterranean blend. I like to put this on salads. I like to put it on like when I make my own Subway sandwiches. It's super good, very flavorful, all the things. All right. Now, let me see how long does this need to be in the oven. 20 to 25 minutes. Now, because it cooks so fast and bakes so fast, we're going to do 20 minutes. And meanwhile, cut some onions. Look at the space. Love, love, love. Hey, I know this other person on here. D, Alma, D. D, Alma knows all about you. But since Miss Alma has entered the chat, now I can say who she is. Because it's Alma Lois Publishings. That's been my secret person keeping me together. So, oh, thank you guys. So on another time, Alma D got to meet my buddy Kimberly. She entered the chat too. So I just think it's cool, like when my friends can meet each other or meet someone that is not like, you guys wouldn't necessarily cross paths unless you're all like in the same space at once, which could be challenging because we're adults. Somebody else's came back into the picture. I wonder if he was being awkward in the background. I didn't pay enough attention. Alma can vouch for the character that I'm married to because she has met him in person. She knows how he is. He's a riot. He is just, he's something else. He can't help himself. Listen, let me tell you something. At work, he has a whole fan club. Almost heard the stories. So I'm like, we're running out of people to even recommend. I only have one person in mind, and he travels a lot for work. And I want to say he's a government employee. He doesn't have any children, and it's one of his like best friends from childhood, but he's a really good person. And he actually took like, I want to say he took a long vacation in the Dominican Republic. That's all I know. Back in December. I don't think he has anybody, but he's the first one that comes to mind. Passport and benefits. Yeah, I'm just saying. He probably would be like, I wasn't looking for a matchmaker. I'm not trying to play matchmaker. I'm just saying, like, based off of what people are looking for. But yeah, it's kind of a funny joke at work that there are some women, they're like lined up like, hey, something happens to you, I can move right on in. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, they constantly remind me that I have a good one. I'm like, boy, not that I'm confused that I have a good person in my life, but it's just funny. They like to make sure that I know. The disrespect. One of my posts will have to be where my friends make recommendations. Oh my gosh. Alma, you have to look at her channel. She has this series called Dear Future Husband. I have not watched today's video yet, but I will be watching it on TV tonight. It'll be the first video I watch. And I will be typing in the chat, probably grabbing my pearls in the process. I would snatch this wig off if she tried to come from my hand. Listen, the funny thing is he only comes around for the Christmas party and like one other event out of the year. But I'm like, now I know where these folks stand. I'm like, okay. You like somebody with a little melanin. Got it. I would never have guessed that for some of these folks, but. Is that popcorn, Alma? Oh my gosh. Listen. And when I tell him these things, he's just like, I don't know why. It's not like I'm saying anything. I said, I think that's part of the problem. They're just like, he's hardworking. You take care of your wife. And that's what they see. I don't know. I don't even know. Alma, you need popcorn and tea for me. Oh my gosh. D is funny. Her content is really good, and I keep telling her, if you keep leaning into this Dear Future Husband series, I feel like people are going to be watching. And she's like a really good writer too, so that you just throw that into the mix. And I did not listen to the book today either. I don't know, I just feel like I I want to listen to it, but then I end up doing other things, and I was kind of getting caught up with all the latest news things, not to get into all of that, but I have less than 7 hours to go. So no fourth wing today. Well, it's kind of at a climax right now. Um, but I will. It's because I like reading too many things at once. That's the problem. And my other book that I'm like reading, where am I reading? On my reader, my Kindle reader, I'm like, I really want to sit and read that more before I go to bed. Because that one's getting kind of interesting finally. But technically, I'm in the middle of the book, so that's probably why it's actually becoming more interesting now. Yeah, but I also have told myself, I'm like, if I just listen to 20 to 45 minutes a day of Fourth Wing, there's still time. There's still time today. All right, meanwhile, heat, drizzle oil, add onion to cook, and then add. Oh. Okay, so I'm making like a. Okay. Stock concentrate, romaine paprika. All right. Just reading the instructions. Okay, I need to brown this for like 10 minutes. And I'm already getting some ideas for the other channel. I'm reading 5 books right now. Just no discipline. I know that's the problem. I don't think it's discipline. I want to, like, certain things feed different parts of my mind. I'm reading 2, laugh out loud, just finished the third today, so it's just 2. See, I knew I wasn't alone. I know I'm not alone. I just have different interests. Certain times of the day and certain activities trigger certain books that I want to listen to. Um, or podcasts. Like, the thing is that if I'm listening to the book, it never fails. As soon as I start listening, somebody who will remain nameless, we all know who it is, will be like, hey, D, da 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 da. And I'm like, what was that? I didn't hear you because I have my headphones on, right? That's usually how that goes. So that's the real challenge. And then when I'm driving to work, yeah, Mr. Charles, yeah, him, him, yeah, he will have something to say and be like, "Oh, D, can you help me with this?" Or da da da. Da. Like it never fails. So then I can't even get into the book really good because I keep having to stop, and at that point, I'm like, play something that you don't need to intentionally listen to. Otherwise, I just start missing things, and I'm usually doing some sort of mindless task, which is fine, but you know, it just is what it is. He's worse than the dogs. Yeah, at times. And yesterday when we were at the old house, he was like working in things in his old office space, and I was just trying to like declutter. And I would get like a good 5 minutes in, and then I just was like, forget it. I need to listen to something else. Or I wouldn't listen to anything at all. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm so used to it now. Okay, perfect. So when this goes off, then I can work on that. All right. Now the patties, this is interesting because they're just calling for like salt and pepper. I'm like, I'm gonna have to put some flavor. But I intentionally chose these burgers. Yes, between the two, if I took a picture of my closet right now, y'all would, I mean, like, it's not like I can't walk into it. It's just, it's not organized. But I'm like, that's because I have things that I have to do. I have interruptions. I'll just say that. And I dare not say that somebody's interrupting me. Then I may not get the help that I'm trying to get. So I just dare not. I'm just so thankful that y'all are just hanging out on this live. Last I checked, since I've been going live every day with the challenge, I'm up to 58 hours out of the 3,000 and 4,000. So it's working. Something is working. But I gotta post more, and I know that. I totally know that. And I will, but y'all know when you move, it's just, you gotta just kind of go with how life is going in the moment. Okay. Ooh, I'm at 48 minutes already. Where is the time going? By the time I get these burgers on the skillet, I think I will probably end up signing off at that time. That's what I'm thinking. The goal is to hit 1 hour, and between you guys hanging out and other people popping off and on, for those that are like, oh, I want to get into YouTube, let me tell you something. You got to go live. You got to. And it seems like during the week, I feel like, I don't want to say people aren't working, because I know they're working, but they got to be, there must be a lot of hybrid, or like people are just able to kind of detach and like focus on their phones. I find when I go to campus, listen, you try to call me, forget it. Like I can't do anything. You definitely have an hour plus. Oh, I know. And I don't know, like, I don't know how many people have like jumped on during this hour. Like, well, 50 minutes. I need to jump on live soon once I don't sound like a frog. It's in my throat. Yes, you do. I'm telling you, my time has like, I feel like I was hovering in the 30s, 30 hours for like a month. And I was after posting for like an entire 75 days straight, which is why I'm like, if I do challenges, I'm just going to go live every day. That just makes my life easier. And then yesterday's shenanigans, the fact that I was going live, like, people don't listen. I don't have time. I want to do videos, and I would love to do like all these amazing, cool aesthetic things. I don't have time to do that. Um, so going live is great. And then if I can sprinkle in some pre-recorded videos that I've done, then I feel like I'm golden. Because I still have like actual content of what I want to share with people, but I don't, it's just, it's not humanly possible to be like, I'm going to be able to make these perfect aesthetic videos that I see these Gen Xers doing. I don't have time for that. So, yes, but, and it's nice because just people like drop in and then they bounce, you know, but you get the time that you need in order to be successful, you know. That's why I like it. Oh my gosh, this is why I need to use a salt shaker. So the mister went into the den. That's why he's not in the background doing awkward things. I know that's where he's at. He's hiding. I cannot have burgers with a little sprinkle without a sprinkle of salt. Stand by, guys. Okay, I need to ask for some help to open this thing. I'll be right back. He had jokes. He said, oh, your YouTubers couldn't help you open your salt. I said, no, they're on the other side of the screen. Can't help me. They can listen to me say I can't get this open, but they can't help me do anything. Do you mix in feta with the meat when making patties? I would, but somebody's dairy free. So I can't quite do that. But what I did make Greek fries. And I can like add some cheese to mine, but I can't put that kind of stuff in the burgers. No, those fries aren't done. He knows he loves us. It's yummies. I know. I just have to put like single pieces of cheese on the burgers. Since he can't have any dairy. But we're all thankful he's not eating dairy anymore. Let's be honest. I'm gonna be real honest. I'm so thankful he doesn't. Okay, just making sure I didn't miss anything. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, let's see. Okay, I can put a pinch of sugar. Oh, look at that. All right. Well, guys, I got to get my hands dirty. And I know I'm going to have to log off of here in the next 2 minutes. And I also am going to have to get the potatoes out of the oven and kind of shift gears so I can finish up this meal. But I appreciate everybody logging on and giving thumbs up and all the things. And I'm glad that Dee and Alma, I'm glad y'all have met. And I'm very thankful for people that sign on. Let's pray that I make it to CrossFit tomorrow. That means I have to go to bed earlier. So here's hoping that happens. But I think if I am in the room by 12:30, I should be good. I should be good. I don't scroll when I go to bed, but I do try to get everything out of my system, like while I'm brushing my teeth. But I'm just thinking, like, instead of watching things before I go to bed in the front, I should just do it in the closet like I've been doing anyway. It just makes sense. I love it. Go to bed, laugh out loud. You can do it. I can hear you saying that, Alma. You can do it. Yes, I know I can. I know I can. I have goals. It's on my vision board goal to have better sleep habits. So, like I said, I've got the 6-7 hour sleep down, but now we've got to start moving that time back. So, Alma, it was nice to meet you. So, I sound like a bully, me too. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. All right, ladies, good night. Dee, feel better. Alma, you know, we'll be texting. I know I'll be messaging both of y'all, so one on DMs and the other one on text message. So thank you for hanging out with me and cooking with me. So good night. Ciao, ciao, as we like to say. Bye.